Michael, yeah, just over the course of the weekend, obviously huge chaos at Dublin Airport.
No, in Terminal 2 at Dublin Airport.
Terminal 2 to be specific.
Careful.
Chaos there in relation to cyber attack and security threat. You're seeing today in Denmark, drones are causing chaos at airports there as well. I mean, what do you think about our infrastructure dealing with these sort of esoteric threats or other issues like this? I mean, are they going to continue to flare up? How bulletproof is the industry, our infrastructure and handling that sort of thing?
Well, firstly, our industry can never be bulletproof. You know, it's not bulletproof from weather disruptions. It's not bulletproof from French air traffic controller strikes. So we've got to be careful here. The industry must be safe above all else. We had we had about 5 or 6 days of drone disruptions at Dublin Airport 3 or 4 years ago from a bunch of lunatics sitting in their bedroom in North County Dublin when, the genius that was our then Green Minister for Transport, again sat in his arse doing nothing about it. I mean, simply think, we should shoot down the drones. And NATO needs to take a much tougher stance. Like, a Russian plane overflies EU airspace. Shoot it down. There's very few things I agree with Trump on, but shooting it down is one of them. I mean, a Russian aircraft flew over Turkish airspace about 2 years ago, shot down in 17 seconds. Shoot the thing down. We're sitting there, pulling wool out of our navels. Ooh. In fact, the Russian plane overflying isn't even paying its fair share of ETS. They're exempt from ETS. Another reason to shoot it down. We are under threat. One of the things I think clearly the situation in Palestine is horrendous. But the way it has displaced a war going on in Europe and in Ukraine, the left in Ireland are all great for having marches and protests about Palestine. And, well, we should march and protest about Palestine. Where's the marches and protests about what's going on in Ukraine? Civilians being bombed in their houses, missiles being fired in there, and nothing happening. So NATO, and I'm not sure Ireland's neutrality will survive this. We're going to have to get off the fence and decide we're actually going to work together with our European partners to defend Europe and to defend NATO, and we better wake up to that at some point in time in the not too distant future.
How will the drones impact your bottom line?
I think very little. Drones are an irritant. We had drone disruption in Poland about 2 weeks ago, so they closed the Polish airports for about on a day, it disrupts our operations. We recover pretty quickly. The airlines are used to dealing with that. What I described at the time, it's an irritant, but you can't take risks on safety. Now, I think the defensive technology will get better around airports. Why do we not have technology that disables drones once they fly over an airport? Why don't you shoot down the drone if it flies over an airport? Some of those may be implementable or not implementable, but I don't think it's going to affect profitability. Like, what affects our profitability is mass, unforeseen events, a Russian invasion of Ukraine, COVID, God help us, which I thought was just a kind of cold and it'd be all over in a month, lasted 18 months, and grounded the entire industry. But drones, French ATC strikes, that kind of stuff, they're an irritant, and we work our way around them.